everybody! How are you? Look, I know I've been missing for the past weeks and I'm really sorry about it, but it's because college restarted and I've been really busy. Okay, so I'll try to record new videos for you whenever I can, right? I promise. I'm going to divide this lesson in 2 videos so it doesn't get too long and tiring. Today's lesson is about an extremely basic and important topic for you who wants to speak Portuguese: the Portuguese word order and sentence structure. The Portuguese word order is similar to English. We have subject, verb, and object, or in Portuguese, sujeito, verbo, objeto. In order for you to get a good Portuguese word order, you just need to take into account 5 aspects. There are: 1. If your sentence is a statement. 2. If your sentence is an indirect question, a statement with a question mark at the end. 3. If your sentence is a direct question with a question word at the beginning and the question mark at the end. 4. If your sentence is negative with a negative word in it, like no. And 5. If your sentence includes a description of something with an adjective. Now I will explain one by one with examples. Please, I need you to compare and contrast the Portuguese word order and the English carefully. I'll display the sentences on the screen. Let's start with the topic number 1. If your sentence is a statement. In English, you would say, we ate lobster at a restaurant. In Portuguese, you would say, nós comemos lagosta no restaurante. In English, you would say, she plays volleyball on Tuesdays. In Portuguese, you would say, ela joga vôlei às terças-feiras. In English, you would say, the guy is going to buy a car next month. In Portuguese, you say, o rapaz comprará carro no mês que vem. Only with this type of sentence you could easily tell a story. I want you to realize that the same Portuguese word order can be used to say things in the past, present, and future tenses. Be aware that when speaking Portuguese, the subject, eu, tu, ele, vós, nós, eles, etc., is often hidden. This means that the verb itself indicates the subject of that sentence. For example, we are going to play the guitar this afternoon. In Portuguese, you would say, nós vamos tocar violão hoje à tarde. Or you could hide the subject saying, vamos tocar violão hoje à tarde. Instead of saying, vamos tocar violão hoje à tarde, you could say, hoje à tarde, vamos tocar violão. You may be wondering why suddenly there's a comma in the sentence. This is what happens in Portuguese when the adverb has 3 words or more. Its displacement in the sentence must be accompanied by a comma. Alright? Did you get this? Don't worry, we will talk more about this in another video. So, topic number 2. If your sentence is an indirect question, just with a question mark at the end of the phrase. If you want to ask a question in Portuguese, an indirect question, the Portuguese word order is exactly the same as when you make a statement. In Portuguese, we don't need to use a verb at the beginning when we ask questions. For example, in English, you would say, are you going to the party? But in Portuguese, you would ask, você irá na festa? You could say, did you do your homework? But in Portuguese, you would ask, você fez a lição de casa? So, here's my point. Try to imagine that you could ask question in English without the words do, are, is, will, etc. at the beginning of the question. That's how it works in Portuguese. In order for you to understand the correct Portuguese word order, let's observe the same phrases as examples. Did we eat lobster at the restaurant? Nós comemos lagosta no restaurante? Does she play volleyball on Tuesdays? Ela joga vôlei às terças-feiras? Is the guy going to buy a car next month? O rapaz comprará um carro no mês que vem? So please don't forget, when asking a question out loud in Portuguese, remember to raise the intonation at the end. Good? Are you following? So this was all for today. This is today's lesson, okay? I'll record a second video with the second part so it doesn't get too long, you know, and you don't get tired. So I hope this lesson helps you, and please leave your comment with suggestions, and that's it. Bye-bye.